Hey, how's it
I
going?
haven't seen you in forever.
I haven't seen you in
I was
forever.
wondering where the hell you went. There's so many protests.
What do you mean? What
Well,
have I
there's
missed?
the Palestinian rallies. I haven't seen you at any of those ones, but I'm not there anymore.
So first of all, I'm recording. How you doing?
That's okay. Hey, I'm
Beautiful.
recording too. You good with
Beautiful.
that? All right.
I'm good with that.
Nice.
So I've been here. If you're talking about the Palestinian protests that have been happening on Wellington Street, I haven't been there because my documentary's on Wellington Street.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay,
unless
cool.
it's happening here, I'm not going to be there.
Okay, but were you coming for the big ones when they were here?
I've
on
been here,
Parliament?
yeah.
Sweet. I'm not allowed to go anymore. I was
Yeah.
arrested and I was put in jail for 53 days.
Well, you know they think I'm right-wing media, right?
I already showed them that you weren't.
Yeah.
So if they still do, they just didn't get the memo. And
Yeah.
I'm not. Ever since I went to jail, I haven't really been in those circles.
Well, this is the thing. The last I've heard of you, you were in jail.
Yeah.
Can I get perhaps an explanation how?
No, well, I mean, I can't really explain it because there's a publication ban, which I wish there wasn't. Really wish there wasn't a publication ban, but there is. And so what I can say is that there are charges that were laid against me that I wholeheartedly laugh in the face of. It was for me to try to ruin my reputation. It didn't work though, because I have a very solid footing in my communities that I help. My family know exactly who I am, and my online following know exactly who I am. So, yeah, it didn't quite work out. Did you know that I have a song that I put out?
No, I didn't.
Yes. So when I was in holding, the day they arrested me was right before the Palestinian protest. So they literally grabbed me right after I parked and dropped off my mom. So they put me in the car they told me one of the charges, and then when I got to the station, they tried to tell me the charges again, but I just started chanting. And I basically chanted the entire time until a certain time because other people had to sleep. But during my chants, I didn't want to be repetitive, so I started chanting stuff that's actually happening in the genocide and the revolution. And somehow it turned into a song. And then once I got put in jail, I grabbed a pen or paper. Sorry, we don't get pens in jail. Grabbed a pencil and a sheet of paper, and I put it all down and sang it in my head every night over and over again. And then when I came out, I ended up getting connected with a local Palestinian rapper who is fire, and he agreed to collaborate with me. And I published it, and any money that comes from that song is going to pay for my defense.
Nice.
Yeah.
So can we hear the song?
I can't right now.
Because
Do you have a device that you can play
it's
it on?
in my backpack.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, they should play it.
So tell me about the publication ban. How long is it going to last for? When can we start to hear your story?
I hope that we can remove it during the trial. I don't know if they last during the trial or if they remove publication bans during the trial. I have no idea how it works. But my trial will probably be sometime in September or October of next year. So a year from now.
Wow.
Yeah, that goes by fast. I'm okay with it. Everything takes the time that it's supposed to take, and everything gets revealed when it's supposed to be revealed. So I'm quite comfortable. That was my attitude when I was in jail. I hated being in jail, but I got to know a lot of the people there, and I got to see a whole other side of a system that is absolutely fucked up and broken. And the majority of the people that were in jail need support and not jail. They need access to medical care, rehab, PTSD support, mental health support, housing.
So just so I'm clear, you were arrested and you were held for how long?
53 days.
53
The
days.
Justice of the Peace denied me bail to send a message.
To who specifically?
Whoever she's trying to send a message to. It was her words. There's a publication ban, so I gotta
watch
not
what you
say too much. But a lot of people heard what she had to say. And anyway, I went for a bail review in front of a judge. It turns out justices of the peace do not have to have a legal background. I did not know that. I found out from somebody who generally was on the opposite side of the political spectrum than I was, who was very passionate about the fact that she did not agree with the fact that I went to jail, and started dropping facts about the justice system that I think a lot of people were able to learn, and including myself. But judges are versed in the law. Mm-hmm. And so the judge agreed with my lawyer, essentially, and let me out on my own recognizance with very minimal restrictions or conditions, if you will.
Okay, so let's respect the publication ban. I don't want to ask you more questions, and
Yeah.
I don't want to get you in any trouble with it. And if I have already at this point, then I apologize
No,
for that.
I don't. I mean, do I look like the type of person that cares too much?
No.
I think the truth will come out when it's supposed to come out. I haven't said too much. I know I haven't, but I know that, are you going to be here in a year? You'll be able to hear all about it.
Well, you know what? My documentary is about the year in 2024, so I don't know
Okay.
what's going to happen at the end, and
It's okay.
a recap at some point, I
You just
imagine.
need to stay connected.
Yeah, we're going to stay connected
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So, can I ask you about your feelings on protesting and then the protests you've been fighting for the last little bit here?
It surprises me that, and not just the protests, but all the other actions that have gone on, that we still have to keep sending that message, because the majority of Canadians don't want to participate in a genocide. The majority of Canadians don't want their money to go to killing children. We do not support rapists, and Israel has made it very clear that they are in favor of rape. They just sanctioned it. They made it legal to rape people. It doesn't scream any louder, and now they're attacking the West Bank. So at the end of the day, it was never about Hamas. It was never about terrorism. The ICJ ruled that it wasn't a terrorist attack, that it was a legitimate resistance to the occupation. And now that we are very clear on what we know about the Israelis, the fact that they do rape, the fact that they do indiscriminately kill, that they don't respect white flags and they murder people carrying white flags, that they're okay not vaccinating during a polio outbreak. I could go on and on. This has been happening for 76 years, almost 8 decades of this, and they wanted us to believe that this was a Hamas and a Palestinian people problem this whole time. It was never them, ever them. And I can't wait. I don't know. I remember posting about it on October 9th, I believe, 2 days after, when our fucking spineless prime minister condemns Hamas or whatever he did, and decided he was going to stand firm with Israel. And I said what I said, and I remember turning a lot of heads, and a lot of people were either not sure about what I had to say about it, or full on tried to attack me and then leave, which I was happy to see them go. And every word that I uttered in that statement 2 days after has now been realized. I don't like to be right that way, but I just want to point to everybody that we did not have to wait 10 months to know everything that has been going on. And it's sad that people are just coming to realize how we've been lied to about this situation from our media, and how the media continues to try to lie, but because of our new age and social media, they can't. They tried to, even the big social media platform, oligarchs or whatever you want to call them, are trying to suppress, and we're even smarter than they are. So, yeah.
So one of the interesting things that happened this year was, obviously one of the more interesting, tragic things that happened was the passing of Navalny. He was killed and, we could say assassinated. And what it did for me, what his death did for me, was made me appreciate our ability to protest in Canada freely without this as being a threat. So in some ways, I feel like what you're doing and what everybody else is doing is a healthy form in a healthy democracy.
It is, but they are trying to suppress us. There was no need to put me in jail for 53 days. I'm glad all those voices came up in my absence. You see what's happening to the students at the encampments. You see, like, people losing their jobs over speaking out or fearing that they're going to lose their jobs. People being arrested on fake charges and then eventually it being withdrawn and they're stuck with a legal bill that they have to pay because it was just to shut them up. There are other ways to suppress voices other than just brutal police violence, which we have seen. It's not like it's been absent. We've seen brutal police violence. I've seen it firsthand. I recorded it firsthand. But there's other ways to attack activists, and we're seeing it happen in different forms. In Toronto, in Ottawa, even in the States, a lot in the States. And they're supposed to be a free democracy where you have the right to gather and free speech. And we're seeing old ladies with canes being pushed to the ground because they're not moving fast. And they're the only one in the field and the police are surrounding her to push her away as if she's some fucking threat. Like, it's such garbage. Fascism is here. I'm actually here to protest a Nazi who is trying to co-opt the medicine wheel as a Nazi flag, and he is a National Socialist, he calls himself. He was supposed to have a spot for the press gallery today, but I called them this morning and had a few friends email, so I think it's been canceled. And let me just check the, hold on, I'm just gonna check my messages here. Christine Cameron is laughing at you. She says that the press conferences are on the hill beside Center Block near the visitor center. I don't think so. But I don't know if I would believe her. Dina doesn't know where the press conferences are held. Yeah. They're not having their press conference if that live is still empty. Am I right, you guys? Okay. So Christine just likes to lie. Anyways, there's supposedly some... Where are you going? Oh, you want to look at my paper?
No, I want to see the Parliament in the background.
Okay.
Just a visual thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if it happened. I don't think it did. They were half an hour late. That's why I was leaving. I was just coming to check to see if maybe they were somewhere around, but then I saw you.
Yeah, well, hey, look, it's great running into you.
Yeah, right. Nice
it really is, and I'm going to be here till the end of the year.
Okay.
It doesn't help our publication ban stuff, but
yeah, if there's other national ones and they're here, I'll get the word out again because I had just started to tell people that you're just documenting and you're good people. So you have to understand there are people who are doxing these people and their friends and families and trying to ruin their reputations. Like I said, in a year from now, when you hear the details of my case, you will fully appreciate and understand what is actually happening.
Well, we'll follow up.
Yeah.
Today is International Overdose Awareness Day. With the Ontario government announcing that a lot of these safe consumption sites will be closing, there's a lot of worry that next year in 2025 we'll see a greater increase in fatalities. So this is our shirt for its End the Stigma, and on the back it says "Stop the War on Drugs." So yeah, we've got to start looking at people who use as people. Not all drugs that are being addicted to and abused are illegal. Many are prescribed and supplied by some government agencies. So we have to look at how we are, the healthcare system, and we as a society are dealing with these underlying health issues that lead to these consequences, these social consequences. So again, end the stigma. If you know somebody or you see somebody that makes you feel uncomfortable, either they're homeless or they're using or whatever, remember, that might be somebody you know, a family member, or you. It was me. And so...
Yeah, that's a critical point. I don't think we talk about that enough, is a lot of times the stigma of people who actually have, I want to say, in this case, drug addictions, but also any addiction, really.
And that's it. And the government now turning back policy and criminalizing people who are basically addicted and homeless because of the system are now making it even worse. And again, it's a war on not only drugs. I understand they want to eliminate illegal drugs. They are poisons and they are killing people. But the casualties, unintended or not, are the people who are using and their families and friends. It's devastating. So please, let's rethink how we want to solve the situation.
Can you talk about how personal this is to you? Do you know anybody?
Yeah, me. I lived in Vancouver's downtown east side. I lived here in Ottawa. This is my hometown. I got caught with an ounce of marijuana in 1999. I lost my city job. I was a chronic smoker, and I still am. I like to puff my weed. And so I'm a drug user. It was illegal. And so I lost my job, so I decided to move out to Vancouver, where it was starting to become more socially acceptable and somewhat legal. And when I was there, I lived in Vancouver's downtown east side and was able to be one of the members of VANDU, Vancouver Area Network of Drug Users, who, it's a grassroots. We, people who use, want to band together, try and support each other, find ways of connecting with community resources for our benefit, and do our own services. Like, we had volunteers that we used in the parks and stuff like that, but we get people to volunteer and go out and clean, with the gripper pickers in their vest, and we would clean the parks for needles and pipes and other paraphernalia and garbage and other things. And we would go around, and as a reward for them volunteering and taking responsibility for cleaning where we use, to not upset the neighbors or the norms or whatever, we receive the stipends of like a Timmy's card or a PC food card or something to show that what you're doing has value. It's work going around and cleaning. You're cleaning for the community. Here's a thank you for, even though they'll say, well, you made the mess. Well, even if we did, we're helping to clean up. So trying to get this Solidarity Alliance for people who use drugs is, again, you want to change people's addictive behaviors, start addressing us, the people that use. We have solutions too. We want to be part of it. And because people who use drugs are people too. And happy, not happy, but a somber International Overdose Awareness Day to everyone. Let's remember those that we've lost and hug those that we haven't. And yeah.
The first question I always ask is tell me what brings you out here today and why you're here.
So, after 2009, people were surrendered to the security forces, and many of them, they disappeared. That's why we are here, gathered here, in remembering those disappeared people.
So what is it that you would like Canadians to know how they can help and what they should know about this subject?
So the innocent people were somehow or other they disappeared, and maybe in the hands of some ruthless people, they made them disappear. That's what we think. So it was a truth. So Canadians should know that this is happening. This has happened in our country long time ago, and this problem started long time ago. and after 2009, it was increased, in my opinion. So a lot of people disappeared, and still the suffering is going on.
If I could ask the same questions I was just asking, what is it about the subject that Canadians should know about? And a lot of times I ask, why should they care? Why should Canadians care about this subject?
Yeah, because it's a human right violation. Because Canada fights for human right violation anywhere. They don't discriminate. Okay, that's the reason we came to this country. I came to this country in '73, knowing this is a safe place. I was affected in 1958. I left the country in '68 and came here in '73. Because I chose Canada, because I know that's the time Trudeau was here. Okay, he was promoting human rights and those kind of things. So that's why a lot of people came.
I would say that most Canadians don't even know who the Tamil people are. Can you tell us where they are in the world and who are the Tamil people?
Oh, they are from northern part of Sri Lanka, northern eastern part of Sri Lanka. They speak, their mother tongue is Tamil. They spoke Tamil. So they are considered as minorities in that country. So there were discriminations against them, and they fought for their rights. And this is ended up like this because of the rights. They were fighting for the rights, but this made them disappear, I think.
Can you explain to me, or can you share your thoughts on what you were seeing in your country when you fled? Was it going down a bad path at that point even?
What happened after British left? It was English, the official language, right? After British left, 1948, the majority said no more English. Okay, majority language is the medium. Then the minorities, they said no, get out. So they repatriated 1 million Indian plantation workers back to India right away in 1948. It started with the deportation, right? Slowly. After that, they beat us up in 1956, 58, 77, 83. So big, massive. People left. 1 million left after 3 million. Imagine, 30% of the population of Tamils left the country. Why? I left. At the age of 20, I left. Okay? Why I left? I knew it's going to happen. So now they say Sri Lanka is for only Sinhalese people. You guys get out. Or become Sinhalese. You can't become a Sinhalese because they know our names and they won't give us job, anything. Just do whatever you can do. Menial job and bring money. A lot of relatives are in the foreign countries. We are sending money, okay? So people are existing with the money from foreign countries. Otherwise, they will have problem in Sri Lanka.
How hard is it for you to be living here in Canada while this is happening in Sri Lanka and
we are far away from them, but it's very hard. It's very heartbreaking for us, for a lot of people. They feel bad, and even if they are in another country, so still you think about your people, and they suffer a lot. Inwardly, they suffer a lot, and though they live in a faraway place.
how hard is it for you to be here in Canada while this is happening?
So for me,
Yeah.
it's a safe place.
Yeah.
So I didn't see anything else. I didn't care anything else. Okay, they came to this country. I was 300 Tamil in Ontario. So nobody here. I didn't care. I lived outside of Tamil area. They respected me. I am an engineer. They respected me at the work. culturally and everything, we don't create problems. So my neighbors, most of them are Canadians, whatever. They like us, right? There's no problem for us. For me, it's a safety first.
So what would you like to see the Canadian government do in this case?
So Canadian government is trying to do a lot of things. Recently I heard. So so a lot of people, they don't accept that as genocide. But the government of Canada, especially the Prime Minister, he has said that the genocide has happened. So we are so thankful to the Canadian government that they are supporting the what do you say? They're the voiceless people. They are the voice of those voiceless people. So it's a very satisfying thing. So in future, that something could be done, I think. So the people will live peacefully in Sri Lanka.
I want the government to treat fairly. Okay, if somebody is in danger, this mother country or somewhere, they should be like me. I was beaten up when I was 10. I wouldn't live there. Okay, I was scared, right? So I chose this country, and they accepted me. So like that, and I am a valuable citizen to this country. I worked here for 40 years, continuously. Okay, a lot of Canadians retire after 60, 50, 35, 70 years to get the pension. But I worked 40 years. Okay, so for me, I was able to work. I'm an engineer. I contributed so much. So the country benefits from the immigrants. They have to choose the right immigrants. Okay, the refugee is a different story, but immigration has to be done at the controlled and qualified immigrants. We don't need unqualified immigrants, right? So that's the way, that's the only way Canada will grow. The Canada has to grow. It can't get stagnated because it's such a big country, right? The other provinces, they need people. They're begging for people, right? So let the people come. Okay? When the people come here, our people are working in Northwest Territory everywhere. They don't care. They go there. So they will go and develop this area, any area. If there is a demand, they will move, right? That's the way our people are not concentrated in one place. Okay? In big cities, okay. Otherwise, the Tamils are all over Canada. So that's a benefit to the country, because otherwise nobody will go to the up north. Nobody is going to go, right? But we need people to go and develop the country. Then only the local people get the benefit, because they don't want to move out. So the immigrants have to go and help them. That's the way Canada will grow.
Every human, we have to respect every human. Please, this is the problem we have now. The value of human is missing here.
So the Tamil Tigers are the militant element of the resistance to...
The students. They were, because English was a medium, right? Right away they changed. They said, okay, for Tamils, 70 marks. So Sinhalese, 50 marks. So the students were upset, right? Then they said, no, we don't have a future here. So no, we have to fight it and get it.
The British influence in the world, and they just made a mess of things. This is just basically a remnants of that, right? This is the...
Yeah. They divided and conquered, right? Divided and conquered. Conquered and divided. That's what they did. And when they left, they should have thought, when we are leaving, they're going to have problems.
Yeah.
Okay, you better settle it. We were two different countries.
Yeah.
We had our kingdom. We had a kings, every civilization, everything. and all of a sudden by force they have united us. It's not uniting. They, how do they put the island together? Two kingdoms. They put together, and they left like that. So it won't. We were separated for thousands of years ago. Before, right? So it won't happen. You can't force them to be friendly. See what is happening in Canada. The French people and English people. There is a difference. There is difference. They can't deny that, but there is a problem with the country, right? It's a civilized country, so they are just keeping quiet. Otherwise, if the war will break out here too, if the country is going down and down, then we can expect violence here too. It's nature, right?